Welcome to Special Needs Palace, Faith and Action. For without action, then our faith is dead. My name is Eva Alphonse, in case you're new here, and in this channel, we create a society that is informed, inclusive, and updated on matters concerning special needs and disabilities in general. If you haven't subscribed, kindly click on the subscribe button and also notification bell for you to be notified any other time a new video is out. And for today, stay tuned and watch this video up to the end. Today's video is part 2 of the deaf and hearing loss video. If you haven't watched it, I'll link it above so that you can go and watch it. And in today's video, we're going to look at some of the early characteristics that can show you a child could be having hearing loss or could not be hearing properly. So to start with, you're going to look at some of the characteristics under the age of 1 year that can show you a child could be having hearing loss. Characteristic number 2. At the age of 1 year, you expect a child to be saying single words like mama, dada, or daddy, or just any single word that they could be hearing in their environment frequently. But at the age of 1, you find that in this case, these children will not be saying these single words because definitely they could not be hearing those words when you tell them mama, baba, or something like that. They'll not be hearing it, therefore they'll not be able to say it out. Characteristic number 3 is that they only turn their head when they have seen you, but when they call their name, they'll not turn their head. So when you pass, they'll turn and see you or look at who is passing. But when you call their name and you're behind them, they'll not turn around to look at you. Therefore, that indicates that they are not hearing, but they can see properly. Number 4 is that they do not startle at noise, or rather loud noise. When the noise is too much, you expect a child to at least startle at it or just react to it in a certain way. But in this case, they never react to it, or they're just comfortable however much loud the sound could be. The last characteristic on children under the age of 1 year is that they'll always seem to hear some sounds and sometimes they'll not hear the other sound. For example, sharp sounds, like those includes of sounds like s, some hissing, or just sharp sounds, you'll hear that they may show that they're hearing those sounds. But on dumb sounds like m, or the just silent sounds, you'll find that they'll not seem to hear those sounds. And on the category above 1 year, the first characteristic is that they'll have difficulty in following verbal instructions. When you give them verbal instructions, for example, take that cup to the kitchen, you'll find that sometimes you'll talk to them, but they just keep staring at you. They're not able to follow those instructions because they're not hearing what you're saying. Number 2, they have difficulty with oral expression. When you want them to talk something about themselves, they'll have certain difficulty because they do not hear what other people are saying or how other people express themselves. Therefore, for them also to express themselves orally, it could be difficult. Another characteristic is that they often follow rather than lead. You'll find that when you're telling the children, let's say they're in a classroom or even in the house, and there are about 3 or 4 of them, and then you tell them, let's make a circle. You'll find that for this one kid will always follow what the others are doing, but will not be the first one to start to initiate the making of the circle. Therefore, they could not be hearing the instructions you're saying, or they do not know how to express themselves orally so that they can organize the others to form the circle that you want them to form. The next characteristic is that they always have a certain degree of language delay. As per their age, as per their peers, you'll find that their language development is a bit slow or a bit lower compared to their peers. Next is that they'll always have a certain form of articulation difficulty. If you're very keen to converse with a child who is having hearing loss or got language and communication difficulties, you find that They have difficulties in articulating themselves when they're expressing what they want or when they're having a general talk with you. And the last point is that they always feel frustrated when their needs are not met, and this could lead to behavioral difficulties. Sometimes you may wonder why a child is behaving in a certain way, especially when they need something. You find that they are fighting so much, they are so aggressive, and you're just wondering what is wrong with this child. Yet it is that fear in them that you might not be able to know what they want, and you might not be able to meet their needs. And so they try to communicate through their behavior. So not every time that a child is misbehaving is trying to be disobedient. Try to understand them and know their needs. That was all for today. Thank you very much for watching this video and keeping it Special Needs Palace. See you next time. Bye.